right, let's give you a global sense now of the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic, and where the world currently stands. We'll start in the United States. So not only does the United States have the world's worst COVID-19 infection rate, the country's economy has suffered its most severe contraction in more than a decade. So thanks to the lockdowns to slow down the spread of the coronavirus, the world's largest economy sank at an annual rate of 4.8%, according to official figures released today. If we take a look at Germany, the situation is grim in Europe too. The German economy expected to shrink 6.3% in 2020 because of the effects of the coronavirus. It's the biggest slump in Europe's top economy since records began in 1970. Germany also faces the prospect of having to restore stricter lockdown measures as its number and rate of coronavirus infections is growing yet again. It has 567 new cases and 16 new deaths. Let's take a look at Switzerland. The government there has extended its ban on public events exceeding 1,000 people until the end of August. So this as it announced the easing of restrictions on some sports events, shops, restaurants and museums. And children under the age of 10 are allowed to hug their grandparents again. Let's take a look at Sweden, which has no lockdown and little social distancing. The confirmed number of coronavirus cases there has exceeded 20,000 after the Nordic country reported another 681 infections. Another 107 deaths were reported, bringing the Swedish COVID-19 death toll to almost 2,500, while 1,000 patients have so far recovered. So at least some recoveries there. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and his partner Kerry Simmons welcomed a baby boy into a strange new world today. Remember, of course, the British Prime Minister also, one of those suffering from the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic. As experts say, the peak of coronavirus infections in the UK has been reached. This has raised pressure on ministers to reveal plans for lifting the lockdown as the country enters its fifth week of isolation with more than 21,000 deaths. If we go to Russia now, they've extended a ban for foreigners to slow the coronavirus as the country registered a steep rise in the number of new infections. The decree barring foreigners from entering the country, which was introduced in mid-March, was set to expire tomorrow. So Russia has nearly 100,000 cases and almost 8,000 deaths.